Hello everyone, Father Bob Gross here. It's Tuesday. It's around 3 o'clock and wanted to put my homily up from last weekend. So this week we have Totus Tuus going on in Spillville during the day and Calmer in the evenings. The youth are getting ready for the Catholic Heart Work Camp trip up to Minneapolis. They'll be leaving after the 8 o'clock Mass on Sunday. We've had a lot of board meetings this week, so it's been a little bit busy in a time where it's usually a little slower, but got to keep on trucking forward. So here's the homily I came up with for last weekend. It focuses on the second reading from St. Paul's letter to the Ephesians. So I hope this helps your walk with the Lord. There are really two important questions in the Christian life, and they are why and how. One thing that I've noticed in preaching in our parishes is that people are very open and find very helpful when a homily answers the question of how. The thought goes like this: I really appreciate, Father, all the reasons why we should believe in our faith. I appreciate the history, I appreciate the complexity sometimes, but can't we get down to the brass tacks? How do I live this Christian life that is so important? I try to answer that question in many different ways when I get up here to preach. I think that is a really important question. The question of why can only take you so far. We need the question of how in order to execute and to live out the faith that you and I have received from the Lord. The image that comes to mind is a blueprint. It takes a lot of work to design a building, to have the architect's drawings, to have the blueprint for the design of the building. It's a totally different task in actually making the building from the blueprint. Today, though, in the second reading from Paul's letter to the Ephesians, I believe the Lord is calling us to pause for a moment and remember the why of our lives and existence. St. Paul is calling us to see where we are in the story of God's great love for his creation. And he's asking the question, does it make any difference in our lives? The answer to that question is potentially yes, but we must desire to be part of the story that Paul is retelling in some beautiful language today. Today I want to focus on three words that St. Paul uses, and they are chosen, adoption, and destined. Chosen, adoption, and destined. Paul reminds us that we are chosen. We are known by God in Christ. The image I want to use is being chosen to play sandlot baseball or sandlot football. There is a deep desire that we are chosen, that we are named, that we are valued, that we are cherished to be on a team. That's what Christ has done for you. Your baptism was no accident of genetics or chance. You are wanted and loved by God. You are unrepeatable. You are known by God from all eternity. He willed you into existence. He sustains you with his life. He wishes the greatest good for you. You are chosen. Paul today reminds us that we are also adopted. The image that I want you to think of is an orphanage. Just think there are many children in the world who do not have a mother or a father. It might be for many reasons. They've grown up without a family, and they've been neglected, they've been abandoned. Then they receive a call that a family wants them to be in their family, to be adopted. The family of that child is being adopted by a couple who has experienced infertility. They deeply want to be parents. They want a child to love and to nurture and to share the faith of Jesus with. Now is the moment of the child joining the family. What joy those parents must feel that they have a child. What relief and happiness to realize that the child is now part of the family. God has adopted you into his family. That makes you royalty. You will never lose your family, the family of God, the church. The family of God is really always there for you. The last word that Paul uses is destined. And the image that I want you to consider is ETA, or estimated time of arrival. When you get your phones out and type in your destination to a place you have never been, you receive the estimated time of arrival. Our ETA comes with an assumption that you will make it to the destination. Even if you make a wrong turn, even if you seriously go the wrong way, the estimated time of arrival changes, but the destination doesn't change until you personally change what the destination will be. If we live in our election in Christ, if we live in the family of Christ, we are assured of our salvation for all eternity. We will reach our destination in safety. This changes what death becomes. Death becomes the time of our arrival instead of the time of our departure. These three words are reminders of why we do what we do. If we are chosen by Christ to be on his team, we gather at Mass to thank him. If we are chosen by Christ, we want others to be on our team. We evangelize and share the joy of being chosen. Do you think Josie Jewell kept the news to himself when he was drafted by the Denver Broncos? I doubt it. The same is true with being chosen by Christ. We ought to tell others about it. If we are adopted into God's family, we realize that we have infinite value given to us by God. No one, no group, no town, and no government can take our dignity from us that was given to us by God. That's why we are defenders of human dignity from the evils of abortion and war and violence and abuse and hunger and disease and injustice. We know our dignity, which allows us to defend the dignity of others. If we are destined for Christ, that means that every day I have a purpose. Every day is worth it. Every suffering I endure can be changed into something for the life of heaven. It shows that there is meaning, purpose, and direction in my life. That instills confidence and hope in our hearts. My brothers and sisters, you are chosen, adopted, and destined for the life of heaven. Where on earth can you hear such good news? Only in Christ Church. And I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're listening. And may God bless you.